What's going on, everybody? John Ramdeen and Robin Black here talking about a super cool fight at 170 pounds for the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Jake Ellenberger, he has been in there with some of the best fighters in the world. When this guy is on his A game, he can out-wrestle you, he can knock your block off, he can be a game day performer. We don't always see that from Jake Ellenberger. However, when you look at Mike Perry, for example, even when this guy is lost, he's still trying to play his game. Very, very super fun, a pressure fighter. For Ellenberger, does he have too much experience, too many skills, too much time inside of the world-famous octagon?
You know...
Because that doesn't seem to register for Perry, that it doesn't matter.
Well, Perry is coming off his first loss and his first time not knocking somebody out. And he knocked people out, maybe the second time he hasn't knocked, but I mean, he knocked out pretty much everybody. I mean, Evan is motioning that it was the second time. I seem to recall him knocking out everybody, but it was close enough anyways. Including in the fifth round, he'll take you out. Or sorry, the third round, he will take you out. So he's a dangerous dude, for sure. Jake went and said, I really want this. I really want to still fight. This is what I'd love to do. I don't want to give this up. Give me one more shot. Okay, well, you can fight Matt Brown. Yes, I desperately want to fight Matt Brown. That's all you need to know.
That's right.
That's really all you need to know. You see, I'm getting the motion from the back. That was the first time he never knocked a fool out. I knew I was correct on that. I'm not always, and it's okay to be wrong. That's how you learn shit. But no, I knew he had knocked out everybody. So it's a different world now for Mike Perry. He doesn't have the 100% certainty that no matter what, his will take him to the point of shutting your lights off. That might change him.
Is he too predictable? We see him just shuffle forward, hands only. We don't see a lot of kicks. We don't see the complete game from Mike Perry, but we've seen it from Jake Ellenberger in the past.
Yeah, I like it. So my big question on Ellenberger and his approach is, and the discussion around his approach. When these days, you look at the top coaches, we have many options. You don't see too many times where it's like, we're going to double leg this guy down, and that's it. Because once you start, overly focusing that, if that doesn't come true, what are we doing? Like, we can't live and die by whether or not we take a guy down. So out in the chaos, there's moments to counter a Mike Perry. They're dangerous moments. They're very, very dangerous moments. But if you embrace them, that's a chance for Ellenberger too. But the way Mike Perry generates force, that old school Mike Tyson delivery of force, it's pretty fun to watch.
When you talk about a specific fighter, is it important that they just play their brand of fighting, the brand that we've seen them have success with? Or is it important you're always trying to do something new?
That's a really good question, and for both guys, but particularly Mike Perry. So Alan Jouban had an answer, and that answer was, I'm going to see everything, and I'm going to make you throw it in places I can see it, read it, not be there, and better yet, do the fun part and hit you after. And so that's a good way to beat him. I don't know that Ellenberger has ever lived in that type of, that ever shown that that's his game either.
But when you compare Mike Perry to the guys on Jake Ellenberger's resume, sure, he may not be better than those guys, but where's Mike Perry in comparison to those guys?
Yeah, I know. It's a neat one because if you look at the Jouban game, if Ellenberger's been building that approach and developing those sensitivities over the years and just never really had the time or the chance to play it, cool. Hey man, in the gym, when you're training with so-and-so, you're always able to make him miss and land. Let's play that game. Let's focus in on that. Let's work as one of the aspects of the fight. But if it's not the case, if it's just he is in the gym and in training and in expression, he is just to blast his way through the wall anyways, then let's embrace that chaos. Let's walk into it and let's draw him out a bit, because one of the things about a Mike Perry or any of these guys who deliver that much force, they're delivering their chin forward with that kind of force too. They're driving themselves into it. When they get hit, if a Stephen Thompson catches a Mike Perry falls down because he's driving himself and his center of gravity in so hard. But that's not Jake's game. Somebody's getting knocked out. Somebody's getting knocked out. And if Jake is okay with that reality, accepts that risk, it increases his chance of knocking out Mike a lot more.
When you think about Jake Ellenberger's mindset and the idea, it would have to be that, oh, is this, if I lose this, do I get cut here? Is this always going to be the case for Jake Ellenberger until he goes on a big run? And if that is the case, how do you make sure that that doesn't affect your performance?
Yeah, it can't. I mean, there's an argument that something like that can accidentally spur you on, but carrying weight, carrying baggage has never been the goal. You know, the higher level leaders don't want you carrying that stuff in there.
But there's realities, you know, that not all these fighters are 20 years old and they have their whole life ahead of them. Some of these guys are in their mid-30s and they have mortgages and they have car payments and all these things, and they certainly need to get paid in order to take care of their lives.
If that mortgage is on your mind, Mike Perry is going to punch it out of your mind. You know, the job is to not be having that, and the experience helps with that. So, but hey, man, Perry's not afraid to play any kind of game, and he can try to. And I suspect he will, as we lead into that. He's going to attempt to put in some mental chips against Ellenberger, undermine him psychologically. So Jake better be ready for that. It's a cool fight, man. It's a car wreck, and if you're Jake Ellenberger and you're his people, we want to. You know, there are ways to mitigate that car wreck, but for the most part, you want to be who you are, and we are all capable of change. But Jake Ellenberger, there's a lot of building blocks of who he is, and he doesn't want to get away from those too much either. So we end up with a real car accident of a fight.
Super cool fight at 170 pounds. Mike Platinum Perry taking on the juggernaut Jake Ellenberger. It is must-see TV. Is that even a thing?
I think it's a thing.
Still a thing.